As the world tries to unwind from the standoff in the Bosphorus, the show must go on. A wise man once said, to walk the road of peace, one must climb a mountain of conflict, and conflict ensues relentlessly as a complex intelligence game fit for a chess master unfolds. Much of the information is confidential, but, as always, we'll do our best to keep you informed. This is CIMUN Nightly News. Although Russia and the United States established dialogue between the United States Sixth Fleet and the Black Sea Fleet, we have received concerning intelligence that contradicts earlier reports of peace negotiations between the two superpowers in Geneva. In fact, at this very moment, the US is pursuing the Russian Alrosa Kilo-class submarine as it travels west through the Mediterranean towards Syria. As the death toll rises, the under-resourced are the first to fall. The Kurdistan Workers' Party, the PKK, are being attacked from all sides, with a large percentage of the population caught in crossfire. Despite their tragic losses, the Kurds are still a force to be reckoned with. The Turks are losing ground as the PKK have carved out a stronghold block in northeast Syria, as allied coalition forces failed to help the Turkish military advance. Perhaps the NATO-Turkish coalition is preoccupied with their naval battle to pursue the Alrosa and should be more amphibious in tackling Syrian government forces on the ground. But even if the NATO-US-Turkey coalition were to morph into jumping frogs, they would still struggle to get over the stone wall of Damascus, where Syrian government forces have really dug their feet in. In fact, Assad's regime has fortified an impenetrable buffer zone surrounding Damascus, forcing NATO-Turkish forces on that front to momentarily sheath their weapons. Yet another deterrent to Western invasion of Damascus is the threat of biological outbreak of the puppy flu. The CDC has confirmed that a deadly strain has been successfully weaponized by Iran and transported to Damascus, along with all sorts of cross-contamination due to delinquent transportation methods.
Okay, Lamborghini Mercy, yo chick she so thirsty.
From puppies to kittens, CNN is sad to confirm the untimely death of Kim Kardashian's pet kitten Mercy. US Weekly reports that Mercy died from a cancer-like virus. However, this reporter believes it's far more likely that the kitten was crushed by Miss Kardashian's voluminous derriere. Our celebrity correspondent, Hilton Perez, believes that Mercy choked on a hair extension, but that story has yet to be confirmed. It is also possible that Miss Kardashian's current beau, Kanye West, used the kitten as a Q-tip. We here at CNN extend our sympathies to the Kardashian clan during this most difficult time. Looking closer at Iran, the Strait of Hormuz has been reopened after Iran effectively blocked oil transports. During this time, Iran and the US bickered like two ravenous bachelorettes fighting over the guy from People Water. This led to some late-night tension, this time in the form of missile volleys between the USS Abraham Lincoln and Iranian Revolutionary Guard Navy. The US eventually won out using its diplomatic cordiality, abating the crisis. In other news, the death of the infamous Fidel Castro sent the Latin American world into ideological disarray. Just like the good old days, the world powers of Russia and the United States are assembled at the debating bloc to determine Cuba's new political fate. Bolivarian alliance members are scrambling to unite under an official position of support, as they find themselves bogged down by an excess of grassroots uprisings. This is raising Western optimism about the future of Cuba. US citizens, start planning your vacations as soon as possible. Thanks and good night.
News of the world, December 5th, 1950. Tonight, we turn to the conflict in Korea, which has escalated into a battle of the superpowers overnight. China crossed the Yalu River to engage with General MacArthur's forces just south of the North Korean border. The Communist forces of China and North Korea are pushing the U.S. command back to the 38th parallel. General MacArthur has ordered an all-out assault to hold off the retreat. Meanwhile, the crisis in Indonesia seems to be drawing to an end. Late Tuesday afternoon, the Indonesian military moved inside the Jakarta city limits, annihilating the communist paramilitary forces holding the city. President Sukarno has been reinstated by the military as president. However, the conflict was not without its losses, as hundreds of civilians are reported killed or missing as a result of the military action. Unfortunately, the end to the turmoil came too late, as the conflict drove the UN General Assembly to deny Indonesia entrance as a member state. In the Soviet Union, times are also troubled. Rebellions have fled up in Romania, Poland, and Czechoslovakia. The Soviets have reinforced its troops in that area, successfully suppressing the rebellions. but their success comes at the cost of a severe drainage of resources. Not all is bleak for the Soviets, however, as U.S. officials have reported sightings of a nuclear weapons test in the North Pacific. These tests appear successful and are likely to have been conducted by the Soviets. These tests directly follow General MacArthur's public statement of consideration of using a nuclear weapon to end the prolonged conflict in Korea. This has been CIMUN Nightly News of the World. Thank you, and good night.